Wyvern Creations presents Shooting the Ravin R9 Crossbow.
Hi. The new Ravin crossbow has been causing some issues because a lot of people that are used to shooting more traditional style crossbows are used to having them into a semi-death grip into a solid rest. And that actually causes accuracy issues with this particular bow. It took me a few times to figure that out myself. This particular bow shoots very much like a high-end target rifle. You need a very light grip. Otherwise, every time you pull the trigger, you're going to torque the bow and point the arrow in a different direction. We've been hearing accuracy issues with up to 6 to 8 inch groups at 50 yards, which is, needless to say, for a high-end bow, wildly unacceptable. However, I haven't been seeing it. This particular bow has a really good chance of having some bizarre accuracy if it's shot right. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you 2 different styles of shooting it. One's going to be incorrect, where I'm shooting it like I would normally do a regular crossbow, by pulling it back and down into the rest to control it. And another way where I'm going to be relaxed and the way I'm going to shoot, I'll show you how I do it. And you can see the difference in accuracy between the two. Another note of this particular bow is that it's so narrow, it is very easy to be tilted side to side and not notice it. The further out you go, the more that left-right cant's going to show up. So being very aware of the level of the bow is going to be critical to being able to be really accurate with it. So let's get a few shots down range. Right now we're at 40 yards, just so we can get a ballpark. And then I'm going to try another couple of shots at some decent distances to see what the difference is. Okay. Normally, when I'm shooting a crossbow, I'd be grabbing onto the foregrip, pulling down into the front rest, and pulling this really heavy back into my shoulder to maintain the lurch control. All it's going to do is make this thing go wild. So I'm going to take 3 shots at the center of the target at 40 yards, and we'll take a look at the group and show you what happens when we hold on to this too tightly. I don't hunt with this thing. What's the hit rate was aiming at? Okay, this is my 40-yard grouping with holding it really tight. These two are all right. This one's not anywhere near what it should be. But this is what I experienced with this bow when I'm holding on to it the way I would normally shoot a regular crossbow, is I'd pull shots. And it's very similar to torquing on a vertical bow when you're holding your grip too tight. This bow reacts like a vertical bow. You need to have a loose grip and allow the bow to do what it needs to do without you imparting any motion in it. So I'm going to take 3 more shots at 40 yards using a loose grip and see what the difference is. Okay, now that we've seen what it does if you hold it incorrectly, I'm going to show you how I've worked out with this. Setting the bow in the front rest, and instead of holding it here, what I've been doing is holding it back here at the actual pistol grip, either cupping it, depending on what I'm doing, or just wrapping my hand around. Very, very lightly. And I'm just gently raising my cheek onto the well, and I'm not imparting any motion, just squeezing off the shot. Normally, on a regular crossbow, especially something like a Horton Storm or whatever, you wouldn't be able to hit an 8-inch group at 20 yards if you had to doing this. This bow is a whole different animal, and it does not like to be held tightly. So, let's take a few shots and show you the difference. Okay, here's a group at 40 yards with 3 arrows. You notice there's only 2 here. The reason there's only 2 is because one got Robin hooded. So I did a 1/4 inch diameter group at 40 yards, and I got all sorts of hunks of carbon stuck inside my target. Long story short, this thing is ridiculously accurate if you hold it correctly. I'm gonna get a couple more arrows, and I'm gonna try a much longer shot, see how it does at decent dart groupings. Future reference, don't shoot at close ranges, just breaks arrows. At least not the same hole anyway. Alright, target's out at about 75 yards right now. At this point, it's as far as I can go. I mean, obviously that's further than you take a shot at a living animal. So, I'm going to take 3 shots with a new arrow and see what kind of grouping I get at 75 yards. Okay, I haven't shot this bow at this range before, so I'm making a wild assumption my sight's reasonably close. I'm not necessarily going for accuracy from the standpoint of hitting exactly where I'm aiming. I'm more concerned about what kind of groups I can do. So, take 3 shots and see where we're at.